That too, man. Out here chasing perfection. Me, you don't get it. You'll get it. But DC, welcome back. No cap. Your feelings, your influences, all facts. Man, didn't think I'd be able to see day two, man. Think it's about to be a permanent push to 8 o'clock. So much work to be done before you even get here into this space. So we'll push it back an hour or so from 7, 8 p.m. Your boy be at it. And we're gonna have this conversation. So before I address anything else, I wanna ease into what the ideology of perfection is. I don't mean like some kind of mythical figure, mythical beast, or outrageous ideal that never been seen, that will be seen. I'm thinking more so of trying to control what you can't control. That kind of perfection. So, for example, having a conversation with a female friend, right? I'm like, all right, so what's your idea of a good vacation? Vacation is, I know exactly where I want to go. I know exactly what I want to do when I get there. I know what things I want to occur while I'm doing these things when I get there. And that's perfection. I ask a male friend, all right, so what's a perfect vacation for you? Shit, who I'm with. Because you can go anywhere and pretty much everything else is whatever happens, happens. So just from that one small example, perfection from one end is I need to control as much as possible, even things that you can't really control, like certain circumstances and happening, compared to I can control what's in my area, what's in my space. Who I'm with, that's something I got complete control over. What happens whenever we get to place A or B doesn't really matter because I can't predetermine that. And that kind of thought process goes into so many different areas of life, like, for example, dating, sports, not so much movies, because with movies, they're micromanaging so much and there's so many people on set that they can pretty much control all what's going on. So one issue with movies used to be weather. Man, they said flip weather. We just gonna build a studio and we'll build whatever set we want inside the studio. We'll create the weather. So that's not too much a problem. But bring it back full circle into society. Pace of perfection is a outlandish idea because nobody really says they're looking for perfection, but folks they intimate it, and then once they don't find it, there's aggression. There's all these negative emotions. There's pessimism. All of these things that are piling up just because you're after something that you won't say out loud because you know it's outlandish to say out loud. For somebody to say, I'm looking for the perfect person, when you say it out loud, like you sound crazy. There's no such thing as a perfect person. I'm looking for the perfect meal. I mean, unless you plan on not waking up the next day, there is no perfect meal because you're going to eat something else or you're going to experience something else or something about you is going to chemically change where it's not perfect to you anymore. Your definition of perfect changes and the, the benchmark shifts and the goalpost move. So when you get in a space of perfection, you in a space of how do I verbalize this being polite as possible. Chasing perfection, you're in a space of imaginative delusion. where you're seeing all these things that you like and you want to put them all into one box at the same time, and you want that to exist somewhere, and it don't exist nowhere. Of course, the biggest issue and the biggest influence on that is social media, where you'll see, all right, I got this outfit. You'll post it. Then you'll see 15 other people who got the outfit, but they wore it differently, or they styled it differently, or they went somewhere different than you, and they got a better camera angle or better lighting than you. Like, damn, now I got to redo it all over again. Or I got to try to add this to it next time. I want to be perfect as possible. That's that's not my idea of chasing perfection at all. For me, chasing perfection is these are the standards that I've set for myself, and I'm going to tighten up and apply as much discipline and as much energy towards achieving these standards, knowing that ain't no way in hell I'm ever reaching. For example, I want to be able to live a certain lifestyle that's unheard of. I want to be a billionaire right now. So grind hard to become a billionaire. I'm gonna do all of these things. I'm gonna cut back on my playtime. I'm gonna cut back on networking. I'm gonna cut back on socializing and being with friends. I'm gonna put in all this work towards being a billionaire right now. Not gonna happen instantaneously, but what you achieve putting that kind of effort gets you way farther than you would have by doing nothing. And the chase of perfection that way is healthier for you mentally and physically than it have some kind of idea in which you wholeheartedly have set in your mind really exists, and it's really out there and it should be commonplace. So chasing perfection, how you go about it, it could be a positive or it could be a negative. And I try to keep it as positive as possible because in my chase for perfection, there's certain things that I know won't be attainable. But if I mentally stay locked into it and I really believe I can get there, then I mean it'll be worth the effort. For example, let's I know it's so many podcasts that get on here and talk about it, but I mean kind of hard not to. In the dating world, and there's so many relationship transactions happening left and right, friendships, business relationships, intimate relationships, father, son, mother, daughter, grandparent, grandchild, hell, even like friends and neighbors. There's so many relationships that are coming and going, and facing perfection in these relationships is toxic. C-O thick, toxic. Because a few of the questions I ask are questions that we don't really pose on ourselves whenever we get into these avenues of wanting to interact with others. I'm wanting you to behave a certain way, and I have certain expectations of you that I don't put on myself because I know it's impossible for me. It ain't no way. There's not enough time in the day, not enough effort. The reward isn't worth sacrifice for me. But how often are you putting these same expectations on other people? See what I'm saying? So because you are you, we're all the protagonists of our own movie. You are the star in your movie, but we are holding auditions every day. We have holding auditions every day for different parts that we don't even know we need yet. But subconsciously, you holding people to certain standards that they didn't sign up for, or certain standards that they're not even aware of. So a real common issue that we'll see is okay, as a man, not even dating, as a man, you're expected to behave a certain way, think a certain way, act a certain way, and your goals and what you're after expect to be these things. There's a certain criteria that people have in their head on how you're supposed to behave as a man. And trust me, crazy. I've been through it. I've interacted enough in life to have these conversations with people where if I were to outline it as a man, you expected to, of course, go to school, at least to high school. But now, after so many laws have been passed and society's advanced to such a level, high school ain't good enough. You have to be a college graduate. Then you get to a point where graduating college ain't good enough. You got to have your math. Oh, it's cool. You got your master's, but you're not impressive until you get your doctorate. All right. So as a man, I'm expected to be highly educated for whoever I'm talking to. Depending on who you're talking to, your level of education, the impressiveness of it varies. So if you're talking to somebody who never graduated high school, you graduate college, they like, man, like you did it. You hit it. You talk to somebody who's graduated college, yeah, that's cool, but get your master's. And you talk to somebody who's got their master's or somebody who's got their doctorate, they're like, okay, I did that. I need you to push past that. All right. So I'm expected to be more educated. The Here's where you see where the chase of perfection is outrageous. There's a moving goalpost of what perfection is, and there's a moving expectation of what you need to accomplish as a man based on who you're talking to. It's impossible to hit a moving target that's moving what 6 billion miles per hour in 6 billion directions all at the same time, and you shooting one of those little Hasbro water guns. Not gonna cut it. Move past that. You expected to have a profession in which you make a certain amount of money, 6 figures. Of course, you have to make 6 figures. All right, so there's only a few amount of professions on which you make that much money. There's slim amount of professions in which you make 6 figures. Ooh, but once you make 6 figures, then I need you to also have this network and specific hobbies that make you impressive. So, are you into cars? Do you fish? Do you fix things? What is your 401k look like? Are you good at investing? Do you like kids? Are you good with animals? Just random things that should be based upon the individual and are all subjective. But again, depending on who you're talking to, the goalpost is moving like a family on Section 8. Never gonna be in the same spot for long. So not only do you have to be educated to a certain level, you have to achieve such varying accomplishments when it comes professionally and in your personal life. How many people do you date? Are you good at certain skills? All of these things you have to have in order to be acceptable as a man. What mistakes have you made in life? That's this when things get real tricky, where taste of perfection gets real nasty and gets dirty because nobody's perfect. Again, nobody's perfect. But what mistakes have you made? If you made a mistake that I personally wouldn't make, can't be a man. It doesn't matter what else you've done. There are certain mistakes that you can't make. It's not masculine. You're not a man. You're not pushing forward the rhetoric that I approve of. And then once you've gone and you've achieved all of these things, depending on who you're talking to, the big question that pops up at the end, the question that makes or breaks relationships because people aren't confident or rude or straightforward, blunt, or respectful enough to ask or consider is now that you've done all of that, for yourself. How does that relate to me? That's ooh, that's that's the big one. You've done all of these things for yourself. Whoever was in your life beforehand, whoever molded you, shaped you, influenced you, they pushed you in this direction. Now, how does that correlate to what I want from you? Tough, tough. Let's say you 50 years old, you accomplished all of these things. You went to school for the minimal amount of time possible, high school. You became a mechanic. You run your own garage. You well off. Never started a family because you were focused on work. You went from one garage to two to four. You got a used car lot. Now you sell cars off two lots and you got garages. You're pretty well off. You vacation when you want. But you finally think, all right, I'm going to date. You meet a woman, you think she's attractive, it makes sense. I want a family now, at least one child. You've accomplished all these things in life, and you think you've been pretty successful and you deserve to set up your personal life now that you've done all the professional work. And how crazy is it, and what kind of a shock do you receive when you walk up to this person and what you consider success, they they consider underwhelming. You didn't go to college. You didn't go get this degree. You didn't invest in these things. You didn't pick up these hobbies along the way. You don't already have kids. What's wrong with you? So you're supposed to consider all of these things. And then you're supposed to make it make sense and make it relate to somebody that you didn't know in your 50 years of life until today. Crazy. And on the other end, flip it around for that lady, for this man to live his life and be on a journey up to so far to accomplish the things that he set out to do, for you to approach it as underwhelming because your expectations and your goals aren't what somebody that you never knew before today prioritized. That's wild. It's not to vilify either sex. This is just a hypothetical because these things are happening. But to hear how outrageous it is for you to impose your expectations for somebody else. And I understand we all have our expectations, we all have our standards. But when you get to chasing perfection, you have to weigh what are your standards and expectations compared to what is realistic and what is someone's perspective and life outlook. Did they do what made sense for them? Because if it made sense for them, it's perfection to them. Then to come and undercut what they've accomplished and then look at it as underwhelming is disingenuous and good as fuck. But that situation is just, it's kind of a look at what's going on right now because people's standards for themselves are low, but their expectations for others are high, which for the life of me, I can't make that make sense. For you to want something for someone else that you didn't want for yourself, but you want them for yourself, like it's a weird 6 degrees of separation kind of deal where I want this for me, but I want it for me through you and from them. And that's mental illness. Mental is what. And these are like when I have these conversations with folk, like these are my legit faces because I grew up in a public school system and I'm real adamant on education and learning. And the more you learn, the more you know. the more perspective you have on life. And with perspective comes empathy. Empathy affects your expectations. Without empathy, your expectations are sky high because you don't really care what happens. You just need what you need when you want it. However, and it's weird. It's I can't even say weird. It's really maniacal thinking. I expect you to be perfect for me, and I just got to be myself. And I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. Then what are you trying to be? What do you want? What are you looking for? Because if I say you meet the person of your dreams, for whatever situation it is, you always wanted to have a business partner. You always wanted to have somebody that helped you set up daycare centers. You were good at dealing with the kids, but you weren't really good at setting up payment systems and setting up the actual business foundation of the daycare. And you meet somebody on their P's and Q's, dotting their I's, crossing their T's. All the paperwork is turned in timely, forms are filled out, allergies, birthdays. They know everything off the top of their head. They know how to set up all the government paperwork. They know how to fill the paperwork out, get people moved in. They know how to get people filtered out. Everything, any problem can be solved. Perfect person. But you on your end, not educating the kids. You don't really care about what they eating. Just drop them off here at this time. I'll watch them. They'll eat. They won't be dirty when they go back home with you. Pick them up by a certain time because I gotta go. That Why would the person want to work with you? Oh, they want to be around you. They have a certain drive that helped them get so far, and then you have a certain drive that is only going to get you so far. At some point, you're going to become burdensome, but you're after something that you want them to help you get done more so than yourself. Not real. And you see it everywhere, honestly. I see it in sports. I'm a huge sports fan, huge anime fan, movie fan. See it online when you're talking about anime as well, where there's no such thing as a good show. There's no perfect show, regardless of what happens, how much work is put in by the animators or writers, animation studio, whoever directing it. No matter what you do, there's always going to be people that go, yeah, but it was cool, but yeah, I know y'all enjoyed it, but what you do? And then if you were to turn around and ask these people, okay, so what would perfection look like to you? What would be the perfect anime ever? Not gonna have a definition. They gonna lean on something that they saw one time that they connected with. And if you were to nitpick and compare what they were complaining about to what they're sponsoring, with their advertising, they gonna hit you with a, yeah, I don't care though, still my favorite. See, it's not really about perfection. It's about you feeling like people want your validation. And that's what chasing perfection comes about. It's not even about being perfect. It's about people feeling so inclined to believe that they're the most important that they need you to need their validation. Nigga, that's that's wild. Mm. And it's so commonplace, man. I had to just sit there and I got to like stew in that one because, bro, we really have an increasing number of people who feel like and really believe and think that I'm special because I'm special. I need you to know that I'm special. Agree that I'm special, so then I can tell you how to be like me or what's not to my life. That's where things go too far. There is a line of demarcation where you are the protagonist of your movie. You are the number one in whatever you want done for your life. But when you start to impose that onto other people's lives and you want to maneuver like you are the protagonist of their movie, that's when shit gets out of hand. Because the idea that any human being is special, you already went too far. I say it all the time, and that's gonna be something I say all the time. Is everybody is unique. We all experience life different. We have different influences. We have different contributing factors to make up who we are. We are unique. Nobody is special. Because nobody is above anybody else. We are all red blood, warm blooded. We all born, we all die. You are not special. You, you, you are not. You are not special. But you're unique. Everybody's unique. And in saying that, it's cool to have your validation. It's it brings a warm feeling to people when you are validated. But for you to expect your validation to be a priority to other people, you chasing the wrong kind of perfection. You chasing everything to be to your standard of perfection. I don't care how many social media posts you read. I don't care how many podcasts you listen to. I don't care how many of your favorite celebrities tell you. Fuck, I don't care what they bought for their birthday. Nigga, you ain't special. Nobody gives a fuck what you expect for them. Oh well, such is life. But even still, you can chase perfection for you. And when you chase perfection for yourself, it's crazy what you attract. All of a sudden you see people who, dang, I like how you moving. Let me get close. Let me peek what you moving so I can move like that. Let me chase your kind of perfection because you clearly got a goal in mind. You got a plan in mind. You got a destination in mind. I don't got that for myself. So until I can find mine, let me use your template. Let me get there. That is no better compliment in the world. None. I see the quote, even though it's not the full complete quote, but I see the quote where imitation is the best form of flattery. The rest of the quote is that mediocrity can give to greatness. So these people not perfect, but to imitate you, that means that whatever you're doing is validated. Whatever you prioritizing is respected. And that right there, that's the perfection you should be looking for. Are you in your own zone? You in your own lane, moving the way that you want to move, and your energy towards it, your, your discipline going towards it, and the impact of all of these things is resonating and rubbing off on others around. Top tier. But on the other news, man, getting into sports, again, sticking with the mindset of chasing perfection. Why do white people not like black quarterbacks? I know nobody says it, but bruh, if you ever looked into any of these social media posts from any of these teams, and there's a black quarterback, it doesn't matter what they do, it's some white people. Not even quietly hate, like they out loud hate. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, could have been 3-time. Yeah, but he ain't win a Super Bowl though. All that nigga could do was run. Should have been a wide receiver. Running black. Running black. Yeah, running black. Playing quarterback. Then you got niggas who follow up behind it. So goof ass. Another quarterback. Michael Penix Jr. Man, if he was that good, he should have been starting over Kirk Cousins last year. We'll see what he can do, but he left-handed. He can't run. He's old. Hey, Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl. The first thing they said, he only won because his team was good. The teams win. Super Bowl MVP, don't matter. Team won in spite of you. Damn. And it's not really a new thing. It's always been around, which is why black quarterbacks didn't even come around until the 70s. Shout out to Doug Williams. But the hate is starting to get stronger because they see themselves starting to get pushed out. Hell, two of the best three, four, let's say 50, 60% of the best quarterbacks in the NFL are black. Before it was zero, how they liked it. I don't like that. Don't believe me? For the Josh Allen hater. The white. What's the difference between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson? Which one of them is more successful? One of them has a Super Bowl. Don't worry, I'll wait. Because you see it. Justin Herbert. Enough said. And these things are visible where people are chasing perfection, especially in sports. Majority of the United States is still Caucasian. So perfection through sports is viewed through Caucasian lens. And the perfect example of that is baseball. Baseball is the walking, talking embodiment of it. America's pastime. And doesn't mean current America. It means like the racist America that it's always been. We want all of our sports stars to mimic our baseball stars. The most popular ones are going to be the white ones. You don't got to be the best. Just be good. be good, right? Every sport is like that. Don't believe me? Soccer. Who's the best soccer player in the world? Messi used to be. Now some young kids. Any Americans? Can we point them out? No. I don't know why. Because the best soccer player is not a white American. Basketball. Cooper Flag. Win. Nah. White boy. Oh well. You you can't meet other people's validation. You can't chase their definition of perfection. So if you don't fit their expectations, fuck them. Like, but respectfully, fuck them. Like open the car door for them. Walk them to the door. Ask for coffee. Let them initiate. But still, fuck them. That's all it is to it. You're gonna drive yourself crazy trying to meet so many different versions of perfection. It's never gonna be the same definition. Guidelines, the standards, the rule book, the discipline, and needed the expectations is all gonna change person to person. Never gonna be the same. So let it be what it's gonna be. I can't wait to get on here and start interacting with folk because there's so many questions that need answers. There's so many different perspectives that need to be considered. I know my perspective is unique. It I won't say it's just my own because I'm pretty sure the world is big. There are people that share it, but there's a opposite perspective of mine that I feel like can give a more robust view of what's really going on, where people's mindsets are. I mean, waking up and just living life. And whether they even answer these questions for themselves or whether it's just subconsciously I've determined it, I know it, I keep it in mind, but I've never looked at. You know, get what I'm saying? Like my car. Most people they've seen five sides of it. No, most people have seen four sides of it. Front, back, side to side. But not too many people looking at the roof, and even less people looking at the bottom of the car. That's kind of the same thing. You done driven your car thousands of miles. You never considered what the bottom was like. You never thought about it. As long as your car started, whenever you needed it to work. It's the same thing with people's ideology of perfection. Never looked at it, never considered it, but I'm going around, going through my life's dealings. I expect it to work. I expect myself to consider these things and compare things to it. And what don't fit, I let fly. What works, damn sure works. But that's enough for me. I'm getting out of here, man. 8 o'clock. It was a long time coming trying to get here, but we'll be back tomorrow. 8 o'clock. And before we go, like really think about that. Like, what does perfection look like for you in all facets of life? Are you chasing it? Is it important to you? Why is it perfection to you? What is it about this situation? Perfect that you really enjoy it. And this is the model. Consider that like your relationships, entertainment, education, your dealings with your kids, your dealings with your elders. What makes this ideal for you? I mean, don't lie to yourself. You can lie to others, but don't lie to you. Okay.